How can I get more benefits from NMN? What can I do to help NMN? Some people are on a budget and they're looking for the key things to do. Other people, and they're in the minority, say they're not feeling the things that most of us are from NMN. Personally, my own results have been nothing short of life-changing. Before I started taking NMN, I was overweight. I was feeling the effects of aging. Things were getting worse, not better. I started to drink more alcohol to mask those impacts. And at some point, I reached out and tried to find any way I could to slow down the effects of aging. And the first thing that I found was Dr. Sinclair, NMN, and some lifestyle changes. And I started to employ those things and started to get amazing results. So what I'm going to cover today is the things that I also do to maximize my NMN benefits. Because once I started feeling positive effects of NMN, better energy, better focus, I wanted more. I wanted it throughout the day, and I wanted to see how much I could get my body back to my youthful state. Now I feel like I'm in my 30s, and I run around like I'm in my 30s. So it's not just the way I feel, but actually the way that I can exercise and the way that I can move around. Number one might surprise you, but you can try NR. And the reason for this is NMN and NR, according to many scientists, are somewhat interchangeable. Granted, the scientists that I follow tend to prefer NMN over NR because it's just one step away from becoming NAD, or because there are other parallel benefits besides just NAD boosting that they found to be the case, as Dr. Shi has by taking NMN, reducing inflammation, reducing senescence, and reducing oxidative stress. However, as one recent study states, some people might get better results from NR according to their microbiome. In other words, NMN might agree with some people, but NR might work better for others. So you might be surprised from a guy who takes NMN and has talked about NMN for years for me to say this. However, you might have to try NR to get the NAD results that you're looking for. Both are available from DoNotAge in pure form at great prices. Consider this 1B, because by taking a powder, the mucous membrane can absorb the NMN or NR, and it can get into your bloodstream even faster and possibly more effectively. You're still going to swallow it when you're finished letting it dissolve. However, at least you're not totally relying on your digestive tract. Now, number two is something that I've done since the beginning with NMN, and most people do. However, recent science has shown that TMG has many health benefits on its own that frankly I wasn't aware of. In fact, the thing that surprised me most when researching TMG for a recent video I made is that there's a lot of scientific consensus behind the benefits of TMG for your muscles, for your organs, for your brain. It's a key supplement that both Dr. Brad Stanfield and David Sinclair both agree on, and they don't agree on much. Number three is Apigenin. Apigenin gets talked about from time to time in conjunction with NMN, but I bring it up because it has a specific use that might be helpful to some people who take NMN and don't feel results. Granted, that's about 20% of people, but still a significant amount of the population when you have over 1 million Americans taking NMN on a regular basis. Apigenin is a CD38 inhibitor, and CD38 will basically eat up your NAD results that you're getting from NMN. So by reducing CD38 in your body, you get a net gain in NAD and hopefully better results. Another supplement you can try to help your NMN results is CoQ10. Now, when I was researching CoQ10, I again talked to Dr. Shi at Gymfinity Labs. And he said something that surprised me, which is some people who take NMN and don't feel results, he's found when they add CoQ10 to their stack, suddenly they're getting better results, more in line with other people who are taking NMN and TMG. Now, I'm a huge fan of number 5, which is Fisetin. In and of itself, Fisetin is a great supplement that I find indispensable in my routine. I bring it up in regards to NMN because while Fisetin is known as a senolytic and it can kill zombie cells, reducing inflammation in your body, and helping you feel better, it's also a sirtuin activator. So it has at least a couple key benefits that can synergize with NMN. I megadose Fisetin a couple times a week. I used to try it a couple times a month, more in line with the Mayo Clinic studies. However, I wanted that result more often because I felt so good those 1 or 2 times per month I was doing it, I decided to try it more often. I feel like every day is probably not the best idea for Fisetin because it kills senescence cells, which we also need from time to time to fight infection. I only want to zap those senescent cells once or twice a week. And I take Fisetin on days when I have max workouts or play a couple tennis matches. I might be out there for 4 or 5 hours, and I find I get significantly more stamina on the days I take Fisetin. I take 4 capsules, which is 1.6 grams. It has been found to be safe up to 4 grams, so you can megadose with 10 capsules if you want. In the summer, when I might be playing a lot of tennis 2 days in a row, like for 2 different teams, I'll even take up to 6 Fisetin. And I've had great results, great stamina, so much so that I look forward to the next days when I'm taking Fisetin. It's that much of an impact on my fitness. Something that you can try that you may already be doing, but you can try increasing, is taking more olive oil. Olive oil is also a natural sirtuin activator. It has many health benefits, it's a healthy fat, and I really like how I feel when I take it every day. It is something I think I notice when I'm taking olive oil, and probably most of us should be consuming olive oil on a regular basis. Make sure it's high quality, make sure it's organic if you can, certainly extra virgin. Now, number 7 sometimes gets a bad rap out there because David Sinclair oversold it as a longevity molecule early on, but resveratrol has a lot of healthy benefits proven in studies, and it's also one of the best known sirtuin activators. I've been taking resveratrol for 5 years. I never stopped. At some point, I did reduce my dosage of it from 1 gram to 500 milligrams, which is said to be safer, but a lot of people are also getting great results taking resveratrol. I ran into Dave Caldwell, who's a well-known British boxing commentator and trainer, and he's been also taking it for 5 years and swears by it. He said his pain went away in his lower back, in his knees, when he started taking NMN along with resveratrol 5 years ago. Number 8 would be trying a probiotic. And probiotics are said to help with all supplements that you might be taking because it improves the function of your microbiome. I started taking a probiotic over a year ago and can't remember the last time I had any digestive issues. By the way, for any of these supplements that you might add to your stack, what many people do is subscribe and then also use my code PULSE, which will save you another 10%. Now, number 9 is you can eat NMN Rich Foods. Now, foods aren't going to have as much NMN as a supplement will, but there are healthy foods that contain NMN. It just so happens that the foods that contain NMN happen to be very healthy foods with many health benefits. And it always made sense to me if I'm going to take NMN to eat the foods that contain NMN. I've even asked chemists and scientists about this, and they've said, that's a very good point, and it probably does help. It's very easy to say diet and exercise, but you should focus on foods that are especially healthy and that agree with you and hopefully contain NMN. I do time constrict when I eat to an 8-hour window. I found that to be very beneficial. It's been beneficial to my sleep at night. Now, some people are on one side of that issue and some people are on the other, but for me, it has worked to not eat right away when I get up. I wait until about 11 a.m. and I don't eat after 6 or 7 p.m. And number 10 is to exercise consistently. Consistent exercise. I have found from my own experience with doing a lot of exercise that the most important thing is that I keep doing it, even if I reduce my exercise load. Many of you might have already experienced if you pause for 7 to 10 days, it's tougher to get back in the swing of it. But if you'll be consistent, even if you reduce your load, I think you're going to find that you're going to get more benefits over time from exercise. A few other healthy supplements to consider that also exist in the food supply are things like berberine, omega-3 fish oil, and creatine. In fact, I'm going to post a video soon about creatine because there was a conflicting study that came out and somewhat confusing study, but suffice to say, I very much believe in creatine. I've had results from creatine, and the study that came out recently only measured one form of muscle gain and not the complete body and how muscle is formed. Creatine is still effective at increasing muscle mass, and it's good for a healthy brain as well. I hope you liked this video, and I actually hope you push the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I've got more content like this coming soon. Thanks for watching.